What's up, guys and gals? BN here, and I'm so excited to be back today. I'm going to be showing and talking to you all about a game that's pretty close to my heart, and I'm really enjoying playing it as I have been for about the past week and a half. It's called Infinity Kingdom. Now, the game's still in beta. It's only been out for a little over 6 months. And before we really dive in, as this is just kind of going to be a quick overview on some of the differences. Now, Infinity Kingdom is kind of an MMO RTS city/kingdom builder. It's very comparable to Rise of Kingdoms if you've played that, as I have been for about the past 2.5 years. But there's enough differences with this game compared to Rock that makes it not just another reskin. And I'm going to talk about some of those points in this introduction to Infinity Kingdom that hopefully might sell you on it enough to give it a try. And I'm going to have all of the links and the necessary information in the description of this video, such as the APK file that you can download if it's not available to you immediately in the Play Store. I'll have the official Discord link. We'll have the official Facebook link along with my own server as well, in case you're checking out what we have planned as well. And let's go ahead and dive right in. So some of the big things I really like about Infinity Kingdom that it offers is there's a troop capacity limit in the game, which you'll find here in the training grounds. This means that you cannot have unlimited troop training. In Rise of Kingdoms you can. You can train all day, every day, with no limit. You pair this with the nobility feature in the game, which promotes PvP and fighting, right? It says killing other lords' troops will gain honor to increase your nobility level. They even give you stats. They give you daily rewards and then promotion rewards for first level ups. And these bonuses, you'll notice, can actually really start stacking if you do a lot of fighting. So along with the troop capacity limit, along with being able to actually get incentives for fighting, is a big difference for me, for Rock, because one, there's not really any pure incentives outside of maybe you being able to get some player kind of global achievements for yourself personally from those accolades. But there's nothing really that is on a daily or consistent basis that you can actually get rewarded for from fighting. So I really like that different mechanic in the game. There's currently no open field fighting. And everything is point to point at the moment, meaning that you have to be going somewhere to send a march out. And that's either going to attack a gnome, which is similar to a barbarian. You'll notice there's 3 different types here. They do give some different resources, mainly equipment. You'll notice some gnome bosses here. These give you dragon shards to upgrade your dragon, which is a special unit. And then you have your typical RSS nodes, or tiles that you can farm from. But if you see me just click here, you'll notice that it says relocate. And this is another really awesome feature in the game, which allows for you to move your city without having to burn a teleport. In Rise of Kingdoms, you can only ever move your city if you're using a teleport, or if you just get zeroed and you constantly get attacked to where it force moves you, or force TPs you in that case. So you can also use teleports in here, but you can also relocate and let your city, and move your city over time. Now, you can move up to 300 kilometers at a time, which usually takes about 55 minutes, plus or minus. Now I'll show you the kingdom map for how it looks. There's 3 factions in Infinity Kingdom, which is Ruslan, red, Vitus, green, and Yidvia, blue. Now there's nothing really inherently different about the factions, with the exception of each of them give you a plus 5% hit point or HP bonus for 3 different troop types. Spearmen, shieldmen, or cavalry. Outside of that, you can pretty much just pick whomever you want. The map itself, you'll notice provinces, which are defined by these bolded rivers. There's districts within provinces, and then there's structures that you can capture. Now, each of the structures essentially serve as Alliance RSS income, along with bonuses and buffs for your members. And now, when we get to the commanders. So, immortals are the commanders that you'll see. What's interesting is you'll actually see a lot of similarities for some of the names of immortals that you'll also find in Rise of Kingdoms. Joan of Arc is one, You'll have, oh gosh, let me get to another one here. Constance is one. Cleopatra is one. Tomoe Gozen is one. Hannibal Barca, Richard. Let me see here. Frederick is one. Julius Caesar, right? So, yeah, orange, they call them epics. These are your legendaries. Purples are elites. And let me see where they have that there. And then you have a blue tier, which is your rares, and then you have uncommons, which are green. I think we have the 3 green ones unlocked as well, which you can see here, uncommon. And so the thing is in this game is they have elements, right? And you'll notice here you can see the element water, right? You'll see immortal attributes. Water beats fire, fire beats wind, right? So each element has another element that it has an advantage or bonuses on. So this is really cool because if you look at your troops, for example, you notice that each march has 4 immortal slots that you can place in there. And this really allows for you to try and synergize and really come up with cool customized pairings for your marches. You'll also notice that you get synergy bonuses that we mentioned a little earlier, right? You can deploy 3 units of the same element and your entire troop receives these bonuses. 3 units of the same, 2 of another, you get these bonuses. 4 of the same, 5 of the same, and so on and so forth. You'll also notice that the dragon here, the special unit we mentioned, right, is one that you can add in for additional bonuses, right? So you can get anywhere from 2% plus damage to negative 2% received damage, or minus 2%, or for incoming damage, better yet. And that goes from 2 to 5. So it's really, the thing I like about it is that it really gives you just kind of a freedom to mix and match and to really figure out and do a lot of trial and error, right, which is really cool. You can also customize your commander skills. This is something I really love about the game, is that in Rock, right, all of your skills are preset for you, so you can't really choose another skill that you want to use. In Infinity Kingdom, your first skill is set. That's your active skill. But depending on how many additional slots, you'll either have 2 extra skills or 3. All of these can be customized, and they unlock once you get your immortals up to a specific star level. Now I'll show you a little bit of what I'm talking about there and how you can customize those, which is really awesome. You do this in your Tower of Knowledge. And your Tower of Knowledge is where you learn skills. All of these skills that range, as you can see here on the left, right, 5, 10, as you increase the Tower of Knowledge's level, you can eventually research these skills, which you use the purple gems to, or the soul shards, and you can also upgrade the skills tier level, and then you can add these skills and attach them on your immortals. So it really allows you a lot more customization to where you can really dive deep into not only the data or the stats of commanders, to their element type, to additional skills that you want to mix and match to really try and come up with fantastic compositions, which I just love the whole kind of mix and match and theory crafting of it all. The other thing is that the troops upgrade automatically. So when you get your barracks to certain levels, you'll see here, right? You start off at T1. Now there's 5 tiers in the game, similar to Rise of Kingdoms. When you get to T2, you'll see Heavy Shieldman, right? These are automatic upgrades, so you don't have to actually research in tech to upgrade a specific tier of troop, right? Once you get the building to that level, it'll automatically upgrade that troop type to the next tier, right? So the technology in your academy really focuses on other areas, which I like that about the game, right? So you'll see production pretty standard. Immortal, this is specific upgrades for your commanders, right? Which is something you don't have in Rock. Troops and defense is kind of split, but they do have dedicated paths. You'll also have your player or your individual talent tree, which is different from your academy, but is also research related. You have the development tree, and then you'll have the military tree. Development tree, you'll find things in here pretty standard, right? Increased building speed, increased RSS production. You'll have increased academy technology upgrade speed. Right, on the military side, you'll have reduced castle relocation construction time. You'll have things like during the battle, reduce physical, magical defense of all enemies, right? So kind of mix and match. But I really like how they have 6 different branches of just tech that you can really dive into. And then they also have 2 that are separate, so you can kind of do 2 things simultaneously at the same time. Now, I'm sure some people might be wondering, what's the paywall like in Infinity Kingdom? Well, the paywall is actually really more free-to-play friendly, and I want to give you one example of it. In your market, similar to a courier station in Rise of Kingdoms, one of the awesome things about this is you can actually purchase commander sculptures from your market, which would be comparable to your courier station in Rise of Kingdoms. In this game, I just call them pieces, but they're really soul crystals. I just call them puzzle pieces because there's a little puzzle here. So you can buy pieces, which are essentially commander sculptures, to upgrade your skills of your commanders. And you can do this in your market, which is awesome. You can also use purple or green gems to purchase them, though of course we do strongly recommend using purple first as a priority. The other awesome benefit, which is why I say the game really lends to more of a free-to-play perspective, is because you have this free refresh here. You'll notice that in Rise of Kingdoms, in your courier station, you get 1 free refresh. In the market, you get up to 5, and then you also get a lot more refresh attempts per day. You also, in addition to this, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, you get refresh scrolls, which are free refresh attempts. So what this means is that they're really giving you a lot of chances to fish for your specific immortals, or commanders in this case, that you want to upgrade their skills for, right? So you can really hyper focus 1 march at a time, 1, 2, 3, 4 immortals or commanders at a time. Maybe you want to try and branch out and do 2 marches. So this is something that I really feel allows for the game to be a little bit more free-to-play friendly. The only big things at the moment that you're really purchasing things for is, sure, you have a permanent building queue, so it's not that expensive. It's $5 in my opinion. That's a pretty low paywall, right? But you do get some gems from it. You get other items as well. There's about half of the legendary commanders at the moment are paywall gated, meaning that you would have to pay anywhere from $5 to $10 to unlock the commander. But then once you unlock the commander, their puzzle pieces or shards will start appearing in the market. So again, for the most part, the majority of commanders are available. There's about 15 of the legendaries that are not. And so again, those are really, in my opinion, I think this only steep paywalls. But outside of that, as I was saying, the game is, in my opinion, very, very free-to-play friendly, which is another attraction for me. Now, the training in the HUD here, right? This is one thing I really love about the game, is that let's say I'm not in my city. Let's say I'm fighting a war, or I'm just out looking at the map somewhere. I can go into my HUD and I can train troops from this HUD area, right? So I can click train, 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 and train, right? And now they're training without me having to go back into my city and click on my barracks to then train troops. And this is something that you have to do in Rise of Kingdoms. So I really love this difference in this addition to the game. I can heal troops from here. I can also refill troops. I can change formations, right? So I really like, it's kind of like a quick interface management area that I really like about the game. So I think those are the biggest things I really want to talk about for Infinity Kingdom. I just really enjoy how much customization really is going into the game. And there's a lot of other areas for me to cover, and we will definitely do those in later videos, but I just wanted to hit on some of the big points for me, while also trying to keep this video introduction as short as we can. But I hope that you'll give Infinity Kingdom a try, and remember, I'll have all of the necessary links below this video in the description, and I hope you'll come and ride out some kingdoms together with us and really enjoy the game with where it's at now in beta, because I'm always a big fan of being able to get into a game early on when it isn't too developed. I always feel like you're kind of one of the original folk when you're able to get your hands on something early on compared to when the game's already been out for years or it's already developed. So with that being said, I hope you guys check out Infinity Kingdom, and if you enjoy the video, give us a like. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and until next time, take care, governors.